In this video, we're going to be roasting samples that I recently got from Red Fox Coffee Merchants in Oakland. This batch is all Mexico and one Guatemala. I really appreciate when different roasters will send 100-gram bags of green coffee samples instead of a full pound, because I just can't use the full pound, and the Ikawa only roasts 50 grams at a time anyway, so 100 grams seems like the perfect amount. I've already got the profile loaded onto the roaster. I'm just going to hit the button to warm it up. And while that's warming up, I'm going to pre-weigh all of the green coffee. Again, we're doing 50 grams at a time per sample. Alright, the red light means that it is ready to start the roast. And so we're just going to drop it in one at a time. Probably could have used a funnel to help get all of the green coffee in there. I did lose a few beans. Rotate the hopper to let it drop in, and the roast is pretty much automated after that. You can see that the curve is being tracked on the Ikawa Pro app. Chaff is already flaking off and collecting in the collector. So a lot of the time I have to do a little bit of multitasking. I've got some samples on the Ikawa roaster, but I'm also roasting some of our bigger batches on this 15 kilo Gießen. So you can see in the app that the coffee is already starting to cool down. The blue light means it's in cool down mode. First thing I usually do is dump the chaff. And flip the switch to drop the coffee. Usually I'll preheat the next batch while I cool down the other coffee, and I'll show you that process in a second. So unfortunately, the Ikawa doesn't cool it down as much as I'd like, and inefficient cooling can lead to coffees that are pretty baked. So we just use a little shop vac to cool it down a little bit faster, and then put it in a sample jar and label it. All of these samples are already labeled, ready to be cupped the next day. So I've got all the coffees weighed out and ready to grind, but before I do that, I'm going to add a drop of filtered water to each cup. This is going to help prevent excess static in the grinder and make sure that I get all the coffee that I've weighed out into each cup. We've got all the coffee weighed out to exactly 11.3 grams. We find that's the perfect amount for these Barista Hustle cups. This is the fellow Clyde kettle that I'm using. We like to use an Induction Plate. It has a much larger capacity than the Stag kettle and pours way faster. So we start a 4-minute timer and then start filling all of the cups. I'll leave some links down below for all of the equipment that I'm using in this video. Alright, now we wait. After 4 minutes, you get as close as possible to the cup and break the crust. This is so you can get the most volatile aromatics. You can develop a flavor profile based off of that aroma and how the coffee is tasting as well. So on this day, I was teaching my little brother Zach how to cup coffees. It's the first time he's ever done it, so if it looks a little bit awkward, it's because it is. So this next part, we're just skimming the top of the slurry to get rid of any of that excess gas and microfines that might have floated to the top. After a few more minutes, the coffee will be ready to taste. I'll spare you the slurping action. This will be the end of the video. Maybe in another video we'll go more in depth about what coffee cupping is and how we use it to decide the coffees that we add to our menu at 7 Syllables Coffee. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and follow me at 7 Syllables Coffee on Instagram. Subscribe to the newsletter at 7syllablescoffee.com. Maybe pick up a bag while you're there, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed.